Hey Adam, nice to see you.
Hi, Rado. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to jump into another session
Let's do it.
in which we try to analyze different industries in terms of how in terms of like what kind of content they have broken that could be optimized by implementing our interactive elements. This time
It's a
you
big one.
chose real,
It's a big one.
yeah,
Real estate. Yeah,
real estate. It's a huge one. So absolutely huge. I think I'm sharing this. I will start sharing my screen and let's start with a few words what we do.
absolutely. So basically, to summarize this, we turn passive visitors into leads and allow websites that have a strong SEO position and some organic traffic to basically capitalize on all that hard work that has been done in the past by implementing interactive elements. So where it can be calculators, configurators, planners, AI assistants that engage, that kind of pull the user in to the experience of a brand. So that used to require some technical expertise and maybe external vendors. However, nowadays, working with a partner like us, we can bring our marketing expertise and do this tried and tested framework that we will see in a second to basically, pretty much leverage all the key metrics for businesses, from time on site to conversion to the average order value. So what we see on the screen is a great example of it. On the left, we see what I would say the old way, a very well written, well researched article, couple of thousands of words. But Google would love it. Search engines, yes, this is like, hits all the keywords, the structures. And from the SEO perspective, it's a masterpiece. However, we see how much bounce rate it has because people get scared of this. And as our attention spans get shorter and shorter online, simply transforming an article that already has a lot of traffic and embedding or adding an interactive element that will allow user to basically relate to it more. Okay, so what's my situation? What am I looking for? And basically building on the expertise of the business they see on the website that we see, like, it's not my opinion, it's a fact that, like, all the key metrics are leveraged, and in the end of the day the ROI of the whole digital marketing goes up. So this is what we focus on, this is what we help businesses with. So as the last sentence on the screen says, we turn passive readers into active customers. I would just add, and make businesses grow faster. That's what we do. That's our goal and vision for this.
We optimize the conversion rate of pages that receive a lot of traffic
Well, we
by
even
adding interactive
we
elements.
even create a conversion opportunity, because on the blog you would have, like, okay, this is, for SEO. But even if you, we will see, if you move to the next slide, there is an actual example of it. There is a blog post on the left we see on a very important topic of, how to, during the pregnancy, how to prepare for labor, how to, what supplements to use to make this special time more comfortable. And being, this is at the moment when people are very mindful of what they use. This comes from the business, which has, I think, over 50 years of experience in this. This blog post, I read it, is very, very well researched, very well argumented. It's also very long. And when we looked into Google Analytics, the bounce rate on this was significant. However, when you see, like, what kind of questions people later on have, and the answers are in the blog post, but the form doesn't follow the function of quick answers. So what we propose is what we see on the right, an interactive element where the visitor can specify, like, which trimester they are in, or is it postpartum? What do they experience? So, for example, nausea, tiredness, lack of, the lowered mood. And then from the product catalog of this business, this interactive elements will analyze your input and propose you tried and tested products which are pregnancy safe. And the beauty of this is that, should the reader want to know more about why certain selections were made, the content is still there on the website, so they can go and read the paragraph. Okay, so lemon balm is good for me because of that, and it's safe because it doesn't have any caffeine. And they get an answer from the element on the right. They get an answer to their challenge in about, a second. And on the left, they would have to read the whole thing, analyze it, and relate it to their problem. So this is what we do. And the results are staggering, to be honest. I don't want to, like, beat the same drum, but time on site, conversion rate, average order value, you name it, brand loyalty. This on the right, the business is helping you. what you want to achieve. So this is what we focus on.
In the same time, the whole industry is changing now towards large language models, and usually the people start try to find answers in ChatGPT or Gemini, but like often it hallucinates, and this is a way basically to for brands to provide validated answers to their users that still land on the pages and still read content and blog posts, but maybe not all want to read the whole article. Some of them will try to interact with an element like this one, with like a widget, and get personalized answers better than what ChatGPT or Gemini can offer, and it's fully controlled by the brand. So
Absolutely.
these are advantages that we see at the moment. Let's jump in. I think
Yeah,
this is your
so real
brand.
estate, like, the huge market where another very special time in anyone's life, like, choosing moving houses. You've been there, like it is one of the most stressful experiences in our lives. And no wonder there are massive businesses being built on top of, helping people finding a home, choosing a home and buying it. So I chose Zillow.com, and a huge player in the US market when it comes to real estate. So if you go to the next slide, uh, when I analyze, when I used our framework that we have at Crawley.com, we are Crawley, Crawley, the name of the brand, our brand. So the traffic is like, the usual suspects, houses for sale, and you rely on the geo targeting from the search engine, houses near me, house for rent near me, land for sale, how much house, even the grammar sometimes is gone, like, how much house can I afford? Like, because someone was, typing in keywords. But what's most important, the search volume of those terms is just massive. And that translates to like what we'll see on the next screen, what this traffic is welcomed in. Like, if you are lucky, you will see the map versus the Manhattan in New York with the loads of opportunities. And it still feels like it's on the visitor side to come up with the criteria they are after, other than just a price, which is like, obvious one, number of bedrooms, things like this. To analyze their needs, to basically stop and reflect, what am I looking for, what can I afford, and how can I make it happen. This is something what usually a real estate as a person would help you with. But now with the tools we have, at least part of this process can be leveraged by the interactive elements already embedded on the website. So throughout this process, I've come up with 30 ideas for apps. However, the four we see on screen, so one of them that I chose was the neighborhood comparison tool, where even if the visitor narrowed down to the areas they are interested in the end, you are left with two or three seemingly same options. So when you want to analyze and to think of like what it's like to choose between the same. And another big group of people are those who already have a property. They also visit to track the value, what they do, and they treat it as a part of their wealth. So sell or rent decision wizard, where we can analyze historical data, whether you should sell now, rent, and see how the market is going. Mortgage stress test tool, like when making a financial decision, how any fluctuations in interest rates or markets or losing a job, life happens, can impact your your mortgage. And then for those who need a new house but they are just at the beginning of a journey, a website starting engaging them, okay, tell us more about yourself, your goals, and your situation, and we'll help you choose the house. So I chose the one neighborhood comparison tool, which we will see next. And if you click on the link available on the site, I use New York as an example. Basically, what you do is that you can put any two neighborhoods. You need to choose two,
Okay.
and then when you it basically pulls out data from different APIs and sources and allows you to make more informed decisions between what's the average house price, what is the crime rate, what's the lifestyle, and any parameters you can have. So then at the bottom of the screen you can choose which one you go with, and then it will take you to properties within your stated budget for those houses. So yeah, a small yet useful tool that helps your decision process. So, and yeah, when throughout our standard operating procedure for creating experiences like this, I think real estate market is one of the first, like, when maybe not the first, but the ones which is the most significant when it comes to paralysis by analysis. But there are so many options that as you progress the website visitor through your funnel, they need to overcome different hurdles, and those hurdles being decisions. So any help you can give them here will significantly impact your performance as a business. So yeah, this is what I proposed.
Really cool. And so I've seen the other ideas, and I really like Dream Home quiz, because like, people, even like when interacting with Gemini or ChatGPT, they don't hold all the answers, all the questions that they should ask to kind of refine the filters and the settings that what they actually should look like, because each person's situation is different. And I imagine the traffic of Zillow to have so many, questions like how, what,
Yes.
when, and probably this is just the tip of the iceberg. And 30 ideas that you've generated, and you've picked only 4 to show and only 1 to create. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like,
Absolutely.
there are just so many requests from users. And in my opinion, the more tools, the more solutions you will give the user while staying in the domain of Zillow.com, or even inside of the app, so that you could like send the user out to the web browser and kind of get personalized answers, like to compare two different neighborhoods. Of course, this should be way more data driven, not only like AI driven, but still, like, these are just concepts. And I've picked a very similar company. It's ImmobilienScout24.de. Why DE? Because it's the biggest market in Germany. ImmobilienScout is an international pan-European company that offers the same for cars, for finance, for real estate, and it operates in many, many countries in Europe. So I also know very well type of keywords that Zillow.com has, because the same keywords apply to ImmobilienScout. And of course, in here, I will just show the tip of the iceberg. These are just the most important German keywords, with at least of, like, as you've seen, like in Zillow.com, you have like 50, 100,000 traffic per keyword. In here, we have like 10, 20, 70, 80,000, but there are over 126,000 keywords here, and these are just informational keywords. This is just informational intent. There is way more. I think that there is more than 200, 300,000 unique keywords that direct traffic from Google or from Bing or other, even ChatGPT probably sends a lot of traffic to ImmobilienScout at the moment too. And I got interested in specifically into magazine area of their domain. The magazine is the place where they publish guides or templates, and I think that it applies to Zillow.com as well, but I will just show you how ImmobilienScout has solved that. So what we do, we actually encourage brands to build mini apps, and this is an example of a mini app like this one. So basically, in here you can pick different templates for like agreements, lease termination agreement, and so on, templates like that. So let me just translate that to English. So as you can see, notice of termination, termination without notice, special termination. Choose the form of termination, due date, without notice, special termination. You click on it, and you have different type of reasons you can choose. You can click termination date. Further, you can provide some data and so on, so that you could get a personalized, document. And there is over, I don't know how much. There are, I think that plus 50,000 visitors landing from different keywords on this one specific page. So they've done exactly what we encourage different brands to do. They've provided value to the users because they are looking for it. And this is how they capture their personalized their personal information. This is how they try to help them. And it has been done before probably AI became so, enabled. And they also offer like rent calculators for personal budget in different languages. So you can like add people, like how many people you are, what's the monthly net income, and so on. And they can like, this is for Switzerland. They can like help you basically. Yeah, this is Swiss domain. They can help you like decide, what's the rent that you can actually afford. So these are just great cases showing that what we try to do actually makes sense, a lot of sense. And the future is in personalization and not having like 2, 3, 5, 10 mini apps like this, but maybe 100 mini apps like these. So because there are more cases, more problems, and we found problems like that. I took all of the keywords, and there are many, many more keywords, and that aren't served yet by ImmobilienScout. So, like my rental budget calculator, this is the one that I found. Lease and Termination Handover Planner, found, checked, and probably maybe to be optimized, but still, maybe not all of the keywords are answered, not all of the intents. Maybe they are looking for specific template, and this template is not yet in that page. Maybe it should be outdated to reflect the need of all of the users coming from different keywords and showing exactly what kind of intent they've got. Yeah, self-disclosure, quick check, some kind of templates, checklists, financing, real estate financing checker, commute time calculator nearby. So this is something like how, what's nearby, something similar to what you found in Zillow. So there are many more ideas, but I've picked, so basically on the left here, I've done basically the same or like simplified version of what this one tool that they've built offers, this one. So I've done the same one, but yeah, I wanted to use our methodology and to see how it would look like. So it's slightly different, and it's more focused on maybe just the timeline. So very specific set of keywords, not only templates for the problem, but basically it's all about specific timeline.
Oh.
So people, they want to understand what's your situation and what's when should you, like, when did you receive a letter of resignation and so on, and what's the process like, what should you do, like inform utility company, arrange handover date, preparing apartment. Much simpler, but I think that there are some blog posts on this domain that actually refer to that specific problem, and instead of just having a dry article, like just article, you can offer them something small like this: lease termination and handover planner. Yeah, so this is something that could be also an extension of this page. Besides that, the other one that I took is basically a protocol. So let me just switch it to English. Apartment Handover Protocol 2025. So very similar. Anyway, this is where you provide all of the data, everything what's needed to build a proper protocol. The protocol is something that you have to, when you move in or you move out, you have to take note of everything that is inside of the apartment. You be sure that nothing is broken, and both parties, they agree on specific state of the property. And that's a tool that could, help in that. And why I picked that? Because, like, again, I found quite a lot of traffic, and I've seen, not this one, but I think that, yeah, I've seen one page that I haven't linked, but it was just a dry article that was receiving at least 20,000 visitors to this page. So I figured, I will just create this instead. And I think that this is actually way more useful. And as I said, Zillow.com, ImmobilienScout, they focus maybe on, top 10% of users with problem, and they try to solve it. And that's maybe 50% of the traffic that lands on content pages that expect some kind of experience, some kind of value that they can download, they can interact with something. But the other 90% of problems and 50% of traffic, at least in my opinion, is underserved. And this is an example of such case in which I didn't find at least an apartment handover protocol generator or some kind of templates, because it's more difficult. Each apartment is different, and it's a difficult task. And for that, as you see, you need a lot of variables to be added, like how many rooms and so on. So as you can see, that's already something that could be built. Yeah, that's the one that I've chose to be the most useful. And that's it. That's all
That
for
sounds
today.
good. I think what we, as with every and single of our videos, we want to show that in the end of the day, the visitor on the website comes with a certain problems and challenges, and they are seeking information or a solution. So they used to seek information how to solve a problem, but the winning businesses already help them solve the problem on the website in a personalized way. So the saying is people don't search anymore, they ask. And there is a ton of internet to be readjusted to that new way of working. So this is what we help with. So if you visit wearecrawley.com, you will learn more. And even try yourself. Just put a URL for your website, and we will show you in the automated way what kind of experiences can be improved, implemented on your site, and to make it happen. And as always, anyone who wants to reach out, there will be contact details below. So this is what we do, and we look forward to speaking to anyone watching.
So if you have any need when it comes to SEO,
Mhm.
conversion rate optimization, analytics, we are, marketers, strategists. We are happy to help or consult in some specific case, and we serve different industries, not only real estate, but many, many other ones. And we've picked these two brands as just an example. And we'd love to take a look even on brand for we would love to take a look at your domain, your brand, even if it has maybe 10 times less traffic, but it's
Absolutely.
fine. Like we are starting and we are happy to help any brands.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot and see you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, Adam. Take care. Bye.